You make a grown man cry.
Repeat that for the audience, because we are live.
You make a grown man cry.
What was Mick Jagger singing about when he said that?
How old was he?
No, what was the lyrical content? What was the message behind those words? Especially the part where he says, "You make an old man come."
Well, I mean, he basically says you could start me up, I'll never stop. And then you make a grown man come. He's a freaking vibrator.
Oh my god. Well, this is the King of Anime podcast where Satsuki was attacked by Axl Rose, so we've replaced him with Sabelina, and the GIF is starting to malfunction. The locket doesn't even open all the way anymore already. So it's supposed to say Sabelina, my beloved, but you know, it doesn't open up all the way, so you can't see it. Also made by Adoraburb. Shout out to Adoraburb. So yeah, this is going to be an interesting episode because I'm running on fumes right now. I haven't gotten sleep in over nearly 48 hours. So I'm half unconscious and half conscious at the same time. So this is going to be really fun. And as well, we have no idea where Satsuki is. We think he's still fighting with Axl Rose from Guns N' Roses.
Yeah. I don't know why him all of a sudden. It's just, I think Axl just decided he wanted to fight Satsuki, and we were like, okay, well.
I mean, he's Axl Rose. Are you going to stop him?
Well, according to Mick Jagger, you can never stop.
This is true. Never stop. Never stop. So EA, how have things been going?
Things have been going pretty good. I don't know, just Monday dealing with work and coming back on my regular scheduled program. But other than that, this weekend I started God of War Ragnarok finally.
Oh, nice.
So I'm gonna see how that one is. I've played 6 hours of it so far, and it's pretty fun. It's different. It feels familiar, but it's different. But overall, it's same old God of War. I enjoy it.
Are you playing that on PS4 or PS5?
Yeah, I don't have a PS5, so I'm doing it on the PS4.
Yeah, I'm still I haven't played God of War. I'm still on 2018, I think, or 2016, wherever the first one
game.
of the reboot came out. I'm playing that on the PS5 with it runs at like native 4K 60 FPS. It looks amazing.
Yeah.
But I haven't, I got to the part where it's like you're in a boat, there's like a giant serpent, there's water everywhere. You drain the water, you go on some platforms, and that's all I've played since. I think I've sort of lost a little bit of interest in it in that area, just because of the color palette. But I know if I get through it, I'm gonna like it. Because
sorry, it can't be shiny and beautiful for you. See,
I mean, I don't know what it is. I think it's just the time when I started playing it. So. Philip says they're giving out PS5s in New York City. Yeah, about that.
Didn't somebody who did that got arrested for doing that or something? Whoops.
Yep, that was him. That was the guy that was giving out PS5s, some Twitch streamer. It was like, hey, giving shit out. And of course, for some reason, people perceive these consoles as like stuff to fight over. So... and cause riots.
Yeah. They're just things, people. Not worth fighting someone else for. I mean, come on. I mean, if you had a PS5C, I wouldn't want to punch you in the face just to take it.
I'd punch him. I'd punch myself in the face.
Just to have it?
I mean, what did I just say?
Give me a PS5!
I don't even know what's happening. But I do have a PS5. I actually got the
that you're
Ragnarok
giving away.
edition. Hey, I'll be in New York next week. Hit me up, Times Square.
All right, here I come.
Yeah, I got the PS5 Ragnarok edition, so I got Ragnarok, but I'm excited for it. I just have to play it. I recently just
Get
got
your
done.
ass back on it.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Really bad timing because I just got done playing Cyberpunk for the second time. I did a 100% playthrough this time.
Sheesh. On hard, really, right?
It was on hard, but I downloaded a bunch of mods that made it even harder than even very hard. Like, it was one hit kill the entire time, pretty much.
Sheesh. That sounds like fun.
Actually, it is. The game really works with that difficulty. It's super difficult.
I'm not an Elden Ring one-hit type of person, though I played Cuphead repeatedly, and that's a really tough game, but I don't know. Some games I like, some games I don't.
I'd say it's more like kind of the Cuphead instead of, Dark Souls or Elden Ring, or like Zelda, because it's like you kind of have to do it stealth, or like use your dialogue options to resolve things. And it leads to really high tension moments. You really can't shoot them. Like, you can, like, if you have Rebecca's gun from Edgerunners, which if you can find that, it's like it's an awesome gun, probably the best gun in that game. You can destroy bosses with it, even on that difficulty that I was playing. But other than that, if you don't have that, or you're not using a shotgun or a sniper, don't ever use an assault rifle or an SMG on that kind of difficulty in that game.
Okay.
And I'm also right now playing through The Witcher 3, and really just waiting for Starfield. So, which is August 31st at like 9 p.m. EST. So super excited.
Not keeping track of it or anything.
Yeah, not counting down the days.
Minutes, hours, seconds.
I'm checking subreddits every day for leaks. That's I'm pretty excited for it, but let's go ahead and let's get into our first topic of the day. The news.
No, the news. Yeah.
So there was a bunch of controversy this week over, or maybe it was last week actually, but it fits this week too.
There was no controversy. Never happened.
It's not really a controversy. Rudy, last week talked about slavery and stuff and how he didn't even bat an eye at it. I think we brought it up last week on the show. And, well, people on Twitter did not take too kindly to that. So much so that the author of Mushoku Tensei, the light novel series, had to come out and explain to people that, hey, in the world of Mushoku Tensei, this is normal. This is why he didn't bat an eye at it. He's used to it at this point. It's like a common everyday thing. Calm down. Very weird. I don't know what people expected here, honestly. This is my personal opinion, but I feel if you're complaining about fictional, non-real life slavery in a world where it's clearly set up to like it's a norm within that world, like, that's not an issue. That unless it's presented in a way that's like offensive and gratuitous, or just in bad taste, sure, we can criticize that. But they weren't criticizing it from that perspective. They're like, whoa, slavery, huh? Rudy doesn't care about slavery? He's into slavery? It's just really weird when you have Rudy doing, the stuff like he did in this most recent episode. But what do you think about this news topic?
Just people on Twitter whining and complaining about things. I mean, what else is new?
Oh, I forgot. It's called X now.
Excuse me, on Zitter. But I don't know. I feel like we kind of discussed about it, how this is like normal for their timeline. This is just a world where slavery exists. It's not supposed to be like, you know, how it is or how it was, excuse me, in the real world, you know, not too long ago, way back when in America's history, not just America, but all over the world. Yes, slavery in general is bad.
Is this weird that I have an American flag in the background this week?
Yeah, let's... America, slavery. Don't combine those two, please. But, like, I feel as if it's not really something to complain about because it's just a fantasy, and in that world, slavery is a thing. I mean, where was this outcry when Shield Hero did the same thing? They had slavery in that, and there's other animes where that's a thing, but this one gets, yeah, you know what I mean, like attention just because this one has a lot of boobs. I don't know. People need to calm down. That's what I think.
There are things to criticize Mushoku Tensei about. This is not one of them.
No.
This is pedestrian. This is like, if you're having this reaction, you are a doughy individual that can't like.
I like pizza. What are you talking?
I don't feel like physically doughy. I mean like you're so fragile.
Yeah, you're soft. I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't think it's a big deal. We're gonna talk about here in just a moment things that are actually a big deal when it comes to Mushoku Tensei.
Yes, sir.
Oh my gosh. You better stick around because I'm like half asleep. So I may say something crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I may do some crazy shit. Our next topic though is a very, very excited one. For me, I'm sure for EA as well. I don't know his opinion on this, but Scott Pilgrim, new anime is coming out November 17th on Netflix. It has all of the original cast members. It has the original writer of the movie, the original producers and artists. It has basically all of the original staff. Plus, it's being animated now. What do you think about this?
Amazing. Freaking... I take it you've seen the movie?
Long time ago. When? It's been a minute, but yeah, I love this movie as a kid.
Yeah, that movie was so... Well, first of all, I love Edgar Wright. He's the guy that wrote and directed this movie. He's done the Cornetto trilogy. You know, he's done some of the most impressive movies ever. Like, his writing is just so quick-witted and just brilliant. And just the overall direction of the show or movie, the way that it looks, how he made the world feel exactly like a video game and everything was just over the top in live action. So awesome. Love that movie. And so many people back then are now like big superstars because of that movie. I mean, it's really crazy to think that so many people got their start or got noticed in that film and now they're doing bigger and better things.
Yeah. But Michael Cera, who's the girl that plays Ramona Flowers? She's pretty big now.
Yeah. I feel like Captain America's in it too.
Chris Evans is somewhere there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He was one of the boyfriends. But yeah, I'm super excited for it, especially to own all the same voices and turning it into a series. I mean, what perfect show could you ask for than an over-the-top video game-esque show becoming an animated series?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Dan over at Danotaz Media, he was, we were in a Discord chat yesterday and we were talking about it, or maybe it was actually Saturday. I'm running on fumes. But basically, he was speculating, or may be confirmed, I don't know, that they're looking at this new adaptation as like a new way to test like a format similar to Invincible. So it's going to possibly be continuous, and it's going to get more than one season, and it's going to do its like own thing.
You mean like make more animated stuff?
Yeah, like
Is that? I mean, I've been asking for that for years, so I would be happy.
Yeah, it's and they're still going to follow the story and stuff, so that's awesome. I don't think they're going to be faithful to the source material per se, but it's going to be more Scott Pilgrim by the people you know and love it that have done it before. So, Carp in the chat says, "Hello, just arrived here. What did I miss?" Satsuki is currently fighting Axl Rose. We've tried literally everything. We tried spraying water on him. We tried
down boys.
It actually made it worse. We tried a lot of things, and so we're out of ideas. So I just put the Sabelina gif that Adoraburb made. Hashtag read Adoraburb's webtoon, please. It's really good. Also, the gif is broken. So if you can't read it, you don't know what it says. It says Sabelina, my beloved, with a picture of Sabelina. Also, Zishan is here. How you doing, Zishan?
Hello.
So yeah, excited about Scott Pilgrim, but our last news topic of the week is Charles Martinet, aka the voice of Mario, retires from voice acting.
I know. That announced today, and it made me sad because it's fucking Mario.
Yeah.
It's me, Mario.
Everyone will know that voice for centuries to come.
But apparently he's still gonna be working with Nintendo. He's gonna be like the head of something. I don't know, but I mean, he is older, and I understand at some point you need to hang it up and have retirement and everything. I honestly feel it couldn't have came at a better moment, and the only reason I say that is because with AI being as powerful as it is, I could just see Nintendo just taking his voice and just doing it that way through AI and stuff like that.
Yeah. They very well could do it. Nintendo could pull it off, and nobody would care, I think.
Yeah, and it's not like he really... You could find really good voice actors that could do the voice of Mario if you had to as well, because it's a very stereotypical Italian accent.
It is. It's very distinct.
That's all. If you talk like this, you could be Mario.
Hey, I'm walking over here.
No,
eat my pizza pie.
You failed. Okay. C's not going to be in the next movie. Chris Pratt, you are not.
Hey, it's me, Mario.
Yeah, I know that. All right, this is me as Chris Pratt as Mario. Ready? It's a me, Mario.
Good one. So if you're not familiar with Charles Martinet, if you don't know him from Mario for some reason, he also voiced in the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim Parthenax, and as well Magenta in Dragon Ball Super Hero. So
really?
Yep.
I did not know that. I know he doesn't just do Mario. He does Luigi's voice and Wario and Waluigi. He does 4 freaking people. He goes, "Wah! It's a Wario! Wah!"
He has a pretty decent list of films, starting in 1986 with Hard Traveling. He was in Anastasia. I don't know any of these. I hope they're relevant.
Way to go! You know he was in the. He was in the Mario Brothers movie, the one that came out this year.
Oh, he was in the... Okay, yeah, so yeah, it says that. Okay, cool.
Yeah, he did a couple of just side voices, like he played... This is going to get into some nerd lore. He played the character that originally was the plumber in Donkey Kong, where he wasn't called Mario, he was called Jumpman. And he was playing an arcade cabinet right next to him. And they're like, I don't know, do you think the Italian accent was too much? And this guy comes up, dressed up as Jumpman. He goes, are you kidding? Perfect. Woohoo! And I know that was a complete tribute to Mario right there. And he plays Mario's dad in the movie.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, like he uses his regular voice, and he's Mario's dad, and I'm like, of course he's Mario's dad. I mean, you have to have him as that.
Yeah, he is passing it on. Maybe Chris Pratt's gonna do the VA now for Mario in the games.
Oh, maybe.
Oh,
Satsuki
has returned.
Also, we're live, FYI.
Yeah.
I got here as soon as I could.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Did you survive Axl Rose? Did he get you?
Sorta. There may be a chunk of my butt cheek gone, but you know.
Oh, he got you. He got
You got
real
your
good.
Cheeks. Yeah, I can't move it like I could, but
you can't clap it.
No. Oh.
Well, I'm sorry, Satsuki, but welcome to the show. We're actually about to start. I was about to say Fate Zero. There's my guy. Come here, bring it in.
Now I can get rid of the Sabelina.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Axl Rose can't hurt you anymore.
All right. There he is, man of the hour. What do you think about the new segments we have here? There's the drama with the slavery thing with Rudy. We talked about everything already.
Well, so what did I miss? Did I just miss that?
Yeah.
Well, there was a couple things, but first one being Mushoku Tensei's author comments about Rudy's views on slavery.
Okay, so yeah, because that's the news I wrote in. So I don't know if you said what he said exactly, C, but I'll read the article verbatim.
Yep.
So you can hear exactly, because what he was talking about was after not this episode, but last episode, a lot of people took a lot of issue with the depiction of slavery and kind of like Rudy's reaction to things in that episode. So the mangaka, the author, I'll just say, because I don't know if it's the light novel or what, but he had made a comment about like Rudy's mindset and whatnot. Looking for the article right now.
Well, we're talking about we talked about it a little bit, but talking about how it's pretty much normal for him, right, in that world.
Well, that was part of it, but there's another part of it too.
Oh, okay. So there's even more to this.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, what is this part?
So here it is.
How am I going to be disappointed even more?
All right.
This is according to Anime News Network. Okay, so
a reliable source.
He apparently said this on Twitter or X.com. Okay, so it reads about Rudy is he doesn't really have any feelings of hatred for slavery. He feels like it's not necessarily the case that all slaves are universally unhappier as slaves than they were before becoming slaves. So while kidnapping is evil, he can't say with certainty that slavery itself is evil and doesn't want to impose his own sense of justice upon a culture he is unfamiliar with. So it's not just that it's something that's normal in society, it's he actually just the concept of slavery he doesn't have an issue with. So
that is a little different.
You know,
get rid of that American flag.
Maybe I should drag that Sabelina thing over. Real quick. That one.
But I mean, if that's what the author is saying, that's what Rudy is intent, and that's what he feels about it, then yeah, probably not the best portrayal, to be honest. Because before I thought it was just about, it's just a normal part of that world, which in Shield Hero it was kind of like that too, so it was no big deal. But if the author is like, oh, Rudy is just like, there's no problem with slavery. Mind you, this guy came from Japan, modern day Japan, where slavery is not around. At least it's definitely not legal. But yeah, I guess I could see where people would kind of be upset with that. Just the way that he worded it.
I mean, it's just kind of like how the series is with Rudy. At least what I got from the episode, and that's what I was sort of complaining about that last episode. I was like, isn't it kind of weird how Rudy is? How he's like, he's just cool with this, Like there was no reaction of shock or anything of being in this area,
right?
And that was the first thing we went to, that maybe he's accustomed to it because it's normalized in this world. But I still found it weird because, again, he's isekai in here. He has his past life to draw experience from. So you would think he would be, I mean, he was caught off guard seeing different creatures and whatnot when he first, got here. Like when he saw beast people for the first time, or elves. Like there was a sense of bewilderment. Yeah, that's more shocking. Oh, she's wearing white panties.
She's wearing white panties. Oh, I pray to these heavens. Slavery? Nah, it's cool. Totally
been there,
cool. I got a couple at home.
They've done it for years. Oh, boring.
Oh my god.
Philip says the Slave Mart opened next to the Target.
It's just
where you can get an icy, you can get some, like other kind of little snacks and treats. Oh, if you want yourself a nice slave, here it is.
You got it all.
You got it all. These are the warrior type. These are the 3-year-olds.
Sarp simply says, I hate Rudy.
Well,
amen.
Can't wait to talk about tonight's episode. Got a drink for me too, Sasuke?
Yeah.
All right. I'll take a sip.
There you go. For you.
Anything else, Satsuki, you want to talk about when it comes to the other news topics?
No.
All right, cool. Let's go ahead and jump into Nakama Club with Fate Zero episodes 20 and 21. My God, these episodes were great, but of course, we got to get our opinions from EA, the person who has never seen Fate Zero before.
No, you don't got to get my opinions. Just talk amongst yourselves.
Okay.
No, I'll say my opinions. I feel like this series just keeps getting better towards the end. It started off really slow, but now it's finally starting to pick up steam, and these last 2 episodes, wow, especially the last one. But this one, where white-haired what's her name? Irisvale?
Irisvale.
Oh my god. Irisvale, she's getting sucked. Absorbed. She's slowly dying. And Sasuke, rest in peace to your voice actress. She died in this episode. And it wasn't even Ryder. That was the thing. I was so, like, for a second there, I'm like, I wouldn't do that. But then, if he did, all's fair in the Holy Grail war, but
Yeah, I mean, the clue is kind of that she got shot. So it's like, yeah, Ryder's he's not really accustomed to this modern stuff. I don't think he would have just out of nowhere been like, "Hey, this machine gun, let's break the
comes
news,
in
big firepower
with a Glock. But yeah, that was cool seeing Berserker. Finally, I mean, I feel like we got to see little bits of Berserker, but then we got to see a little more of him strangling a naked. What's his face?
Karya.
You weak Karya, piece of shit! I'll just strangle your naked ass. He was choking his chicken, but it was yeah, that was cool. I'm talking about episode 20. Awesome fight. Saber is OP with Excalibur. She should not have that because she's the bestest. She beats everybody with it.
Yeah, she's the best servant in all of Fate. It's canonical.
And I know Ryder's just like, well, I guess we're right here walking home. Shit. I don't know. Do we hail cabs in this future?
He's Walker now. He can't be Ryder anymore. No vehicle.
That's right. That's right. He's Walker, Texas Ranger. But yeah, that was great. And then of course episode 21. I guess we could say that towards the end, but what a fucked up thing. What a completely fucked up thing.
We do a little trolling.
I'd say that's a little more than trolling. It's messing with someone's livelihood. Yeah, just plant the dead body there. Make the woman of your dreams and love just think that you murdered her husband. JK. Teehee. Teehee. I made you kill the love of your life. Teehee. in a fit of rage. Yeah, that's not my first reaction when I'm trying to get my point across would be to strangle somebody to death.
I mean, this is second resort. I think we all can agree. First is talking,
right.
Then it's choking them out, then it's trying to talk to them again.
First one is explaining yourself. Second one, choke. Third one, maybe barter.
Yeah.
And then Spice and Wolf.
Yeah, that's the normal sequence of things.
Where's Kraft to observe the situation going down?
You would make some profit.
This is what they're doing here. Is they're exchanging stock values, and as we can see, one is clearly going up.
As he loses, like his whole purse to some random guy.
Yeah,
Apollo has to save him again.
Don't invest in Enron.
He would do something like that. He would do something like that. But yeah, I really like these two episodes, these pair of episodes. What you got in this episode especially was a lot of heart to heart. First you had Iris and Maya. I really like their talk because they were, probing each other as to why they fight for Kiritsugu. Yeah, a little probing. Fan fiction are open. But yeah, they were asking why they fight for Kiritsugu. Obviously, Kiritsugu is a person who doesn't seem too affectionate. So it does beg the question: how did he get? How did Kiritsugu? How did he get this harem? And with Iris, or I guess with both of them, he saved them in different ways. With Maya, she was always in warring times. So Kiritsugu was kind of like the person, just like what his mentor gave to him, a way out of that and like a purpose in life. And the same way Irisville, since she's a homunculus and she has a very specific purpose, she's supposed to turn into the Holy Grail. She didn't really have expectations for the world at large. And she even says she didn't really because she never really experienced the world like that. That was never really her dream. she kind of found her dream being with Kiritsugu, which now is to end the Holy Grail War so that her daughter doesn't have to go through the same thing she has, as she's also homunculus and would have to, carry on for the Ironsburns. So, that was an interesting talk. The Waver and Ryder talk was great. That was actually probably my favorite part of these episodes, because it really showed how much Waver had grown, being somebody who wanted to. I forgot exactly what he said verbatim, but he said something to the effect of, "You can't protect me. I want to bleed just like you in this war. This is something I chose." And I was like, yeah, I really like this pair. This is a great servant master pair. And you could just see the progression throughout the entire series. So
yeah,
that bond was great.
Waver specifically talked about how he wanted to prove to himself that he can take something for his own and do something for himself.
Yep.
But honestly,
he took a nap in the middle of nowhere during the day.
But
He must have been really tired.
I think the biggest issue to come out of, especially episode 20, is that Iskandar is not a flat earther.
Well,
he was,
yeah,
but now he has seen the error of his ways.
I'm looking through the names. Who's Iskander again?
That's Ryder. That's
Ryder.
Ryder. That's his real name.
Oh, okay.
Alexander the Great. But yeah, as well, a note from my editor, Fader Moon. He brought this up when we were watching episode 20, actually, where he said, because he read the light novels, or either that or the manga, which has extended material in it. We have an explanation for why Maya had sex with Kiritsugu, which was to basically...
This is horny.
Well, no, it's because Kiritsugu was extremely stressed out, and he couldn't focus on the mission. And so
she jerked him
they did the
off?
sex. Yeah. For the boys.
Kiritsugu,
She did it
you're
for the
looking
boys.
mighty stressed. But let me go ahead and release that tension.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the way to do it.
Get a couple brewskis, nibble on each other's ears.
So would that option, would she have done the same thing if she was a man, or would that have been off the table?
I mean, she better have. Got to do it for the boys.
Oh, God.
It's a war.
Is that why the last time she saw Kiritsugu was like, you looking like your old self again, to where I don't have to beat you off?
I think it's because Irisville's death was, now, it's always been inevitable, but because he's seeing it play out right before him, he doesn't have to worry about protecting her anymore. He took out the Avalon. Avalon? Yeah, he took out Avalon, which is this healing device that the master has attached to him. So that's kind of the last piece of protection he could give her, and that's just that's symbolizing that he's prepared for her to die.
Damn. So what happens to their daughter?
We'll have to find out.
If she's half homunculus and she wasn't meant for this world, does that mean and half human, does she live a little longer and then expire?
Don't know.
Oh.
Have to find out in the sequel.
What's the sequel?
Unlimited Blade Works.
Okay.
Dan's here. He says, hello. How you doing, Dan?
I am the bone of my sword.
Hello, Dan.
Good.
We now know Maya jerks off.
She must do it well, because he was crying after she died. So.
He was fine.
She unlocked some chakras.
Sure.
She released my soul.
Poor Irisville.
Yeah, I know. She only gave him a child, but she could never satisfy him to make him focus.
Well, now let's talk about episode 21. Probably the most fucked up episode, and this is coming off of Kiritsugu's prequel episodes or past episodes. I don't even really know where to start with this. Do we start with the plot stuff, or we just go straight into the trauma?
Let's talk about the most fucked up part.
Death.
Right? So Saber broke Ryder's rod. That was like that horrifying.
Oh, I know, God. Not the horses.
That's his pride. That's his manhood that she just destroyed without. Yeah, the horses too. So she's an animal killer.
Well, she's killed hundreds of thousands of humans. So, what's a horse?
A horse is a horse.
Of course.
It's not a human.
Maybe I need to complete Red Dead Redemption 2 to understand.
We've seen humans die all the time. It happens like every day. But who in their right mind kills horses?
I know.
I think Guts did.
Well, he's crazy.
Accurate.
He's just a tad. He's a skosh crazy.
That was the most fucked up part. I mean, there was something else that happened, I think, with Scarface guy and some other girl, but like I said, that's like sometimes negotiations break down and you have to choke somebody out. Sorry to say, it happens.
Could you have done this to me? It's like, girl, trust me, it wasn't. You just had to take him away from me. Why are you even married to him to begin with? You took your other daughter and filled her with worms.
I love when she screams out, "You've never loved anyone in your entire life."
Yep. And then that's when it set him off. He's like, I love choking.
Choking. Let me show you my passions.
These are my passions. Hope you get to know me.
I mean, we should be looking at Kotamine for all of this. Obviously, Karya, he didn't have to choke her out.
No.
But Kotamine is the one who orchestrated this. Obviously, second choice. He went in mind thinking something like this was going to happen. Karya's been on this radar as someone that was interesting to him because of how much he suffers and how much he puts himself through to continue this war. All the worm stuff and messing up his face and so yeah, it was a calculated plan for this exact moment from Kotamine.
I forgot he got injected with like a fucking worm down his throat.
Yeah, that was just a little pressure from his dad.
Yeah, and it's not just
son.
It's not just a penis worm. It's the one that took Sakura's virginity. So
that's what he said.
Ew. So he's got a piece. I'm gonna be sick.
It's pretty disgusting. I mean, that's a good reaction to have. Although I do like how the previous episode plays into this.
Penis worm. Dun, 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 dun. Fly high, baby. Penis worm.
I like how that old guy's so ugly. Like he's like the ugliest character in the series.
Zoken?
He really is.
Yeah, and he doesn't. Well, never mind. He probably does have worms in his body and all kinds of bugs.
His whole body was made of bugs.
Oh yeah, he did get like he got attacked. And
I am worms.
Zoken is explained in Heaven's Feel because he doesn't appear in Unlimited Blade Works. Like at all. They don't even mention him. They don't even show him.
Yeah, all the ugly guys don't get mentioned. It's all the pretty hot men and women.
You were like, we had to move you to a movie. We can't put you in the TV slot. You're going to scare the kids.
Well, no, I don't even think he was in the visual novel either for UBW. It's been a minute since I played that.
I mean, who wants to beat off to that? Nobody.
Yeah, that's the only thing we use visual novels for.
Certain ones.
There is a lot of sex scenes with Sakura and Heaven's Feel. A lot. There's like 6.
All involving worms?
No.
Not technically, yes. Technically, it always involves worms.
I mean, they're in the audience, but
Yeah,
They're in the audience.
They're like Sting watching off in the rafters, waiting.
Hooray! You get it, Sakura. I'm going to hell.
Girl.
I do like how it was set up though in episode 20 that Karya, because of Berserker, this is one of the big stepping stones to him murdering Aoi and going insane, is because he was insane before she even did that. Because that's literally the side effect of having Berserker and Fate, is that anyone who has Berserker as a servant immediately gets the trait of insanity.
Damn. So, that's kind of a... They need to put a disclaimer on that.
But... well, they do.
Do they not take it seriously? Caution. Could lose your fucking mind.
I mean,
we'll have to see UBW.
The thing about Karya is he's... What they've shown is he's desperate. And he also came into the game pretty late, so... I mean, if he could summon another servant, maybe he would have tried to, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get it. So it was like the last option. So it's like, here, you get fucking Berserk. Caution, you may lose your mind. Damn.
As long as I win.
Yeah. And there's a certain fan favorite character that gets Berserker in UBW and Fate Stay Night that let's just say it's very fitting for that character to have Berserker. Plays a big part, a big role.
We gotta mention, Rin and Sakura are now orphans.
There you go.
Good job, Uncle. Thanks.
Well, to be fair, he's not responsible for the father. He is responsible for the mother. So he's half responsible.
I mean, but the funny part is that both of the people that did it are supposed to be close, like, to the family, because he's supposed to be like the uncle to Sakura and Rin, and the other guy is the disciple of their father. So, like, they both got betrayed.
In a
sense,
they don't have a very good judge of character.
Maybe not.
Okay,
they're way too trusting.
Okay, so how about this? I have a question proposed to you guys. In front of you right now, you're in the world of Fate, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you have access. Rin and Sakura walk up to you and say, "We're orphans now. Take us in." But you can only pick one, and the other one that you reject, you have to reject them to their face. So who are you picking? Who are you shattering the dream with? And filling the other with probably trauma to some degree, but who are you? Which ones is getting the worst treatment?
Okay.
You okay? Are you trying to summon Berserker?
No.
He's going insane.
No. I don't know anything about Sakura other than she's been through a lot, and Rin seems like she's kind of okay and can handle herself. So I'd probably take care of Sakura because she's had the most fucked up life, and Rin, I'd tell her to kick rocks and pound sand.
Okay, Interesting.
It makes sense. Good reasoning. I'm picking Rin, and I'm kicking Sakura to the curb because I like Rin better.
All right. See, in that it would work because you would get Rin, I would get Sakura. We'd be the two uncles, the better uncles.
Yeah.
And
we won't choke out your mom. Yeah, she's already dead.
You can't choke what's already dead. Stop crying. Why are you crying? Hey, stop that. Look,
it's joke.
It's joke. I mean, come on, look at her. She can't do anything now. just pick up her dead body, start going, "Hey, I miss you."
Oh God.
Why are you crying? Why are you crying? Look, she's back. I love you.
Sounds like some Stephen King movie.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm going to hell for that one.
Also, EA, keep note of in episode 21, they killed the father figure in the Mato household. Kiri did. Just remember that.
Wait, who did they kill?
The father of the Mato family, the head.
I thought he was already dead.
Well, no, in this episode, Kiri pinned him down and basically killed him with a gun in their mansion in the Mato household. So just remember.
I didn't think he died because you didn't see him, but I guess that's just to assume that he probably did die because he did get shot in the arm and the leg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did.
Okay. All right. Well, it's good to know. It was a lot. I was worried for a second.
Just keep note of that. Just write it down. Write it down,
right, hold
like
on.
on your arm. Get it tattooed. Shinji's dad.
Well, okay, so that's who you're talking about. You're talking about blue hair guy, right?
Yes, or I guess
Okay.
purple hair. I don't know.
Okay, so EA, that guy, his name is Byakuya. He's the father to someone a little more important in the later series.
Oh.
Yeah, they don't really give him any focus, but he is the son of the old worm guy, and the brother of Karya,
Okay.
Scarface.
Okay.
So yeah, when Kirisugu is like, he shoots him in the arm and all of that. Yeah, he's sort of important. He's not important really, but his son is important.
Okay. I like what Philip said. At least they don't have to work at a maid cafe.
Wait, who are these characters?
You just wait for the spin-offs.
I think they're talking about Sakura and Ren.
I mean, our maid cafe is that bad? Probably.
I mean,
It's
I've been
probably
to some.
tiring. Really?
I immediately walked out. I couldn't go through with it because I walked in there and they were like the traditional, like it was at an anime con. I said, I'm like, I can't be in here, and I just like I felt so like, oh god, attention.
Yeah, I've thought about that.
I'm being noticed.
I don't know how people go through with maid cafes because it's something within me that'll be kind of appalled by people doing like the cutesy act.
Yeah, they sit around you, they start clapping, and they go, "Oh, we're gonna give you that." I'm like, "No,
I'm like, please don't give me
I
love.
just
You're
wanted a
giving
free
me
meal."
Give me the wrong ideas, lady.
What is this attention you're giving me? I don't
I'm a
like
married
it.
Man. I can't be in here.
It was
I'd
scary.
be scared. I'd be scared. I think I'd go through with it, but I would be petrified. I'd be sweating bullets. I would be looking none of them in the eye. I'd probably look like a fucking serial killer. I'd just be like...
And they had the cat ears and maids and everything. I'm like... Gotta go this way.
They'll be like, "Nya," and I'll just go... I'll just make like creaking noises. I'll be like,
yeah. It's the same like if I was to ever meet a voice actress in real life and she started like doing some of the scenes that when it's fun when they're on
Christina
paper
V.
you see right and then you like see them in person doing that, looking you in the face, you're like, I can't do this.
What if Christina V walked up to you and reenacted the scene where Sakura is thrown into the pit?
Ew.
What? She gets thrown into a pit of bugs? What are you talking about? See?
Would you be scared?
I'd be terrified. I'd be like, where'd you get these bugs from? I'm like, was this all just a setup just to see how I would feel? I don't like this.
I don't like voice actors anymore.
Right. I think they're creepy, telling me all these things. I hate it.
I want to go back to the maid cafe.
Right. At least then I'll be semi comfortable.
Semi something. I like at the end, after Aoi is murdered. I like how Gilgamesh and Kotamine are up in the rafters, just looking down like Sting in WCW in the 90s.
That's two references in one segment.
Yep. And I love this line in the dub. He says, "It was trite and full of cliches, but not bad for your first script." That's a great line.
Yeah, that's it was a great line. Just shows you how incredibly much of a dick he is.
I mean, they're perfect for each other.
Yeah, really. I mean, he wanted something like Texas Chainsaw Massacre style. I bet if he would have seen that in real life, he'd be like, "This is the most fun I've ever had being in the middle of Texas."
Yeah, this is a good ass movie.
Because that's something you don't see every day.
Speaking of movies, I watched The Terrifier with my server.
Oh, with the clown?
Yeah. The movie is brutal.
I mean, it's gory as hell.
Yeah, that slasher, he's a top tier slasher villain, in my opinion. It's interesting to note, in that movie, he never kills anybody the same way. You know, like most slasher villains have their signature weapon.
Right.
Leatherface has his chainsaw, Jason has his machete. Freddy, he has his claws. Terrifier, he was literally like Berserker, where everything within his vicinity was his noble phantasm. He killed somebody with his feet. He killed somebody with this makeshift flog thing.
Yeah.
A gun. That was the thing that made me go like, you're cheating. You're not supposed to do this.
Right,
this is an unwritten rule. Yeah, this is an unwritten rule. You're not supposed to use a gun. That's not a thing. Yeah, that movie is pretty wild.
Not to mention he's a freaking like mime/clown, disturbing looking thing. Ugh.
He was like a troll too. Like he would kill people. There was a scene where we had the whole cliche of somebody hiding behind something, and there's a peephole, and then he saw the people and went.
Yeah.
So what's wrong with this guy?
Yeah, they made, I think, a sequel, and it did very well. Now they're just going to turn it into a franchise.
The first movie's budget was $35,000, $35K, and it made, I want to say, like $300K.
Well, that's pretty good.
It's crazy that movie looks the way it does on a $35K budget. That's insane to me.
Yeah, it's sometimes some people are willing to take price cuts if they think the movie's good. But yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, but with going back to Fate, Kotamine, he just enjoys doing evil shit. He's coming into his own. You saw him drinking a wine in full, so I guess what that's supposed to be symbolic of is, because before he wouldn't drink, he wouldn't want to drink. So now he's comfortable with who he is, and who he is just a plain bad person. He enjoys this. He enjoys watching people suffer.
Yeah. Pretty messed up, if I do say so myself.
Well, any final thoughts on Fate Zero before we move on?
We got 4 more episodes left.
I don't know why. I got a bad feeling. I feel like things aren't going to end good.
I mean, after the end of that episode.
When did you guess that? When it was revealed that Gin Orobuchi wrote this?
When Saber killed the horse.
Those horses.
I had faith the entire time, but when when she did that, I said, "Yeah, all hope is lost."
Now, here's a question for you, Satsuki. If the clown in Terrifier killed an animal or horse, would you think that he was the worst villain of all time or the worst serial killer? Because all he did was kill people.
Yeah, then I think about it, he's not that bad of a guy. But yeah, if he killed like a dog or something, then like automatic public enemy number one. We need to send all resources, send the National Guard, send everybody.
I gotta tell you, don't watch the sequel.
Oh my god. Oh wow.
Well,
I don't want to watch it now.
No, I actually have never seen it.
Okay.
But
I wouldn't be surprised though.
right, like if they wanted to up the ante, because they got a bigger budget for the sequel, so I don't. Was it the sequel or was it the first one? This person literally turns someone upside down and fucking saws them in half.
That was the first one.
I thought so. Okay.
Yeah, that was the most.
That was sick.
I had to watch it like this.
Yeah.
I could not watch it.
That's one of those.
God.
What?
Well, let's go ahead and get into our. Oh God. Let's talk about.
Just left.
Let's talk about Mushoku Tensei. This episode.
Y'all wanted to keep it alive. Y'all wanted to keep it alive.
This episode literally was the definition of had me in the first half. Not gonna lie, I actually enjoyed the first like 4 minutes. The first like 4 minutes. Wait, what was the part with the fighting? When did that happen? With
Somewhere in the middle,
sequence?
I think, for like, and it wasn't even that long of a fight. It was like 2 minutes worth of fighting or something.
Yeah, that probably happened like 8-9 minutes into the episode.
Yeah, that sounds right.
So I love that part.
Well
That's the peak of
animated.
this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, really well
animated.
animated. Nothing.
Yeah.
We can.
Yeah.
Let's preface this by saying that literally, great studio, great people working on it, super talented. Love them to death. We hope they get paid. We hope people that enjoy Mushoku Tensei enjoy this series because it ain't it, Chief. This is not it. This episode was garbage. Okay, with a capital garbage. Everything is capitalized. This was awful. It's, in my opinion, everything leading up to the fight, fine. Some of it was I laughed at. I was getting into it, and this is just me personally. You two may feel differently about this, but right after when they capture these Beast Girls, and and Rudy, to test if he still has ED, ties the two girls up, proceeds to sexually harass one of them. Nonchalantly, by the way, while people are looking at him, and just like, oh, I guess I'm not having a reaction, so I guess I still have ED. What the fuck? Are we not supposed to like Rudy? Is he not our main character? Are we supposed to not go, oh, Rudy's relatable? I want to see Rudy get better. I want to see Rudy go to prison. This guy sucks. He's such a bad character.
The thing about Mushoku Tensei that has always baffled me is not the fact that he does this stuff. If he does this stuff, whatever. Not whatever, but we can have characters that are like villainous or whatever it may be. Something sort of happens like this with Guts. But the way it's treated in a series is a serious thing. The problem isn't necessarily the actions, but kind of how it's portrayed, how it's depicted as kind of like, oh, well, there goes Rudy. That's
little
kind of how it's
scam.
treated. Even like the Beast Girls that get sexually assaulted, they go, well, as long as you don't do anything with me that will require baby making, we'll do whatever you want. And it's like, you just got sexually assaulted. Like it is what it is, and they kind of treat it as if they're like that's not a big deal. Even when because Rudy talks about this with Sylphie, and this is kind of what disappointed me with Sylphie's character.
This is the chef's kiss of bullshit.
Sylphie hears this hears how he kidnapped girls, how he sexually assaulted them, and goes, "Oh, well, I'll help you with the punishment too." Huh? Like, you would think that a female character would kind of defend the other female characters in a situation like this, regardless if you have beef with them because they broke your doll, which that had nothing to
Oh
do
my
with
god.
Rudy. That had
My
nothing to do
fucking
with Rudy.
doll.
That had nothing to do with Rudy. And it like not only was the reasoning stupid, but it was egregious. And then Sylphie decides to help him, and then, like I said, for me, that kind of dragged her character down. She didn't do anything to the girls that was like permanent because she's, she pump faked them and said like, yeah, this mark on you will be permanent if you don't do this, blah 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 blah. But still, even the fact that she helped Rudy and didn't criticize him for doing like this crazy act, he confined them for so long that they pissed themselves. Like, what is there to say? This is just terrible.
I think Carp said it. We watched this last night in my Discord. Carp said that this show wants to be a hentai so bad.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, there've always been scenes of just the hentai stuff and whatnot, but I mean, I don't know. This episode, I was just like, we should have killed it last week. We should have killed it last week.
It's so.
I agree.
The timing of it is so insane because it's literally the episode right after we courtesy pass it. Right after we do that, comes out with one of his worst episodes.
I mean, what was worse, episode 3 or this one?
I think this one.
Because
I think it is this one because, like I said, it's not even that Rudy did what he did. Whatever, because people might justify it by saying, "Oh, he's trying to do whatever it takes." Like, this shows his desperation with the ED because he's doing whatever it takes to try to get over it, alleviate it. Whatever.
He's a man. Get over it.
Whatever. How you may defend it, you can't really defend the tone of the scene because the tone of the scene is treated as sort of comedic. That's an issue. It shouldn't be a light-hearted thing. At the very least, if you're going to do this with Rudy, at least treat it with the proper respect that what he's doing is completely wrong, and don't try to act like, oh, this is just another instance of Rudy being Rudy. Like, this is not a big deal. This is what it treats it like. It's not a big deal. This is a huge deal. This is sort of the issue that I had when they talked about how Paul, where we didn't explicitly see anything, but they kind of talked about how Paul was like sexually assaulting the maid, I forgot her name, the maid girl that he cheated on and had a kid
Lilia.
With. Maid Sama.
Yeah. How he did that when they were in school, and they kind of just like, well, that's Paul being Paul. What?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man.
I think that's definitely the huge problem here is this anime treats stuff like that as a joke. And, like, it's going to sound weird. It's like there are some instances where it can be funny, but in this situation where it's done, like, you have this world, you have this serious, we're going on adventures and learning life lessons and stuff. I feel like it's just it's not a goofy show. It doesn't know what it wants to be. It wants to be serious, but then it has moments like this where the art direction or writing or whatever you want to call it tricks you into thinking, oh, it's not that big of a deal. Even though it's a serious show, this part's supposed to be funny and I'll laugh. You get such mixed reactions out of this whole series.
This whole plot point of, because this is the main driving factor with Rudy when it comes to this current plot, is the ED thing. This thing is not something. I don't think I've seen ED be a topic in a series, not in a manga or anime. So this thing could have been this could have been treated as a serious thing. We were laughing at it, EA, like, because it is funny, but like we said before, we admitted it like that could be a huge psychological issue. And you could treat it with this proper seriousness and actually make us sympathetic towards Rudy. But I don't have any sympathy for him.
Nope.
Because again, you guys kind of treat it as a joke throughout the entire series. And what we keep getting with Rudy and Sylphie, because they keep teasing Sylphie taking off the glasses and revealing himself to Rudy. I figured out what's going to happen. Because I kept thinking to myself, why do they keep teasing that? What's going to happen is Sylphie's going to reveal herself to Rudy, and that's going to cure his ED.
I mean,
I guarantee it.
I could see that, but I could also see them doing a swing where he actually gets aroused thinking that she's a guy. That's another thing I could see.
I mean, it could happen, but
it's going to be either or. It's not going to be something that's going to actually involve thought. It's going to be one of those two things.
It's just that I kept thinking to myself, why is this thing teased? It's because I'm thinking of what would be the consequence of Sylphie showing herself to Rudy. Obviously, that's not something Sylphie wants to do because she made a promise, but Rudy isn't going to like go around like announcing, "Hey, Sylphie is a girl" or "Fitz is a girl." Like he won't.
I just had sex,
so
and
I think
it felt so good.
So I think what's the consequence of that happening is that his ED is going to be cured. He's going to go, oh, the person I had a natural attraction to, devoid of like sexual feelings. Oh, they're actually a girl, so it's okay to have sexual feelings for them too. Hard, bricked up. I'm telling you, I guarantee it. I guarantee it. I put my reputation at stake. I guarantee that's how his ED is going to get healed.
Yeah, you're right. Like I said, it's either going to be that or he's going to have other thoughts and think maybe I'm gay. Here we go. It's going to be one of those two things, and this is going to be the fucking story that makes this series continue on. I mean, I feel like it's only episode 7, and we've had so much sexual things. I mean, I remember season 1 having all the sexual stuff. Obviously, Rudy's born, they're doing it, cheating, whatever. And then towards the end, when Eris and them get it on Rudy, whatever. In 6, 7 episodes, I feel like every episode is about penis, vagina, pee, 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 pee. I just and I agree. Those Beast girls didn't really put up much of a fight. And not to say the sexual assault thing that was bad. What I mean is the whole, oh, we won't say anything. How you kept us captive and made us piss ourselves and all this other stuff.
They called him boss.
Where did that come from? Because he defeated them easily in battle.
And it's treated like a joke with that. It's kind of like, it's an affectionate thing. Hey, boss.
Right. It's a fucking Looney Tunes thing. It's just, where are we going today, boss? I don't know. They're you can fill her up any day you want. Me?
She actually says that though. So she actually says that one of the Beast Girls. I don't know their names individually because we're just calling them. They're Beast Girl number 1, Beast Girl number 2.
Seriously,
one of the Beast Girls goes. One of the Beast Girls goes. Yeah, grow her breast because blah 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 blah. And I'm like, what? What the fuck? Why are they treating this like a bargaining chip now?
Yeah. Yeah, it
again, I'm not necessarily mad at the events. We talk about series with murder. Murder's bad.
Mm.
We talk about series that have a lot of darker themes within it. But a lot of times they're treated with the proper respect. Or the series reveals itself to be what it is in the beginning. Because I mean, murder can be funny sometimes. Sometimes, like, haha, they got that. Sometimes,
I mean, look at horror movies. They do it all the time.
Yeah, I mean, like horror kind of borders on a lot of comedies, depending on how you do things. And I feel like with Mushoku Tensei, we have a lot of horrific events that they try to treat as a comedy, but it's not. I can't view it in that light. I don't see how I'm supposed to find him and Zenoba tying up two girls after they defeat them in a fight.
I haven't even touched Zenoba because of the fact that, once again, he's so fucking annoying. He's just crying about his broken statue.
Yeah.
This whole episode.
Yeah.
Who cares?
And the way it happens too, it's over a broken doll. He lost a challenge. They break his doll. I don't care.
Right. And then Rudy gets upset to the point where you feel as if that's a justifiable thing. Somebody breaks your shit, so you sexually assault them and have them piss themselves to the point and starve them.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I don't know. This was an episode.
Too bad this was in episode 6.
Oh God!
It was.
It's as if they knew the format of this podcast. They knew what they could get away with this specific episode.
They know. They're like, see, it's not on for episode 3, so we can fucking do this whole joke bullshit. But episode 6, let's just make it fine. Let's make it fine. EA is a piece of shit, but everyone else is going to vote to pass it.
God,
you're right.
I'm really past this show, man. It just,
The world. I think what makes this disappointing is literally everything but the characters and the writing for them. He's so solid and well done. It's kind of like when you watch this series, you expect like something really immersive, and it is immersive. It's a very immersive show. Throughout most of this season, I've been fairly immersed in most of the episodes into the world, into the people, the different races, and things like that.
Animation's great.
Animation's amazing. I think it's a big part of the appeal of Mushoku Tensei. That and the world building. Literally everything else is hot garbage. And season 1 was pretty decent. It had its flaws, but it was interesting in many parts, and it had some merit. So far, season 2 really has like zero merit, and it could have a lot of merit. It could be this. And the thing is, if they would just remove this stupid degenerate humor crap that literally nobody cares about besides like teenagers, and they treated it with some sort of levity, this would be amazing. Like, I think we'd love this show. We'd love the characters even. But it's not doing it. It's trying to have its cake and eat it too. It's trying to have a grounded world with consequences and adult issues. At the same time, it's spitting in the face of those things and telling the viewer that we should laugh at Rudy's ED when ED's a very serious topic, and it can be played up for laughs, and you can do both of those things. But there's no levity to speak of that makes me invested in Rudy's plight anymore. Why?
Yeah.
Because our main character, who is supposed to be our protagonist, that does good things, generally speaking, is doing things like tying up women and sexually harassing them. And this is not the first time Rudy has done this. And it is we've mentioned this before in season 1, but it is alluded to that at the very beginning of the series, in his on his previous life, he was a CP user to some degree. They didn't explicitly say that. We can't prove that in the anime, but there is some argument to be held there that I think you can argue it at the very least.
Yeah. I mean, he did this whole thing with Eris as well when she was sleeping in the barn.
Yep. And it's just like, when is enough enough? Who, like, this is like, I don't know if anyone here is familiar with the wrestling, but this is like in 2015 when they were trying to shove Roman Reigns down our throats. Like,
he was getting the John Cena push at the time.
And nobody liked him. Viewers were dropping, but only a certain demographic liked him. Everyone else hated him. And it feels like it's the same thing here, where it's like there's so many more interesting characters. There were. You could have said Sylphie until this episode, where she then goes on to defend Rudy, not even question what she literally just saw, or heard, rather. Sorry, misspoke. and you ruin that character too. Sylphie is to me completely tainted at this point. Sylphie kind of was the last bastion for me with this season. And now that they've killed that, I do not care about this show anymore. I don't care if the next 20-something episodes are great. I don't care if season 3 is amazing. I don't care if they make a movie and it's the greatest thing ever. Something today with this episode was lost.
Yeah.
And they will never get it. Exactly. They will never get it back. They will never get that goodwill back from me. It's gone.
This season it's been horrible with the side characters. We talked about this before, but when Rudy is the best character by far, and this is me saying as a person who is adamant with his hatred towards Rudy. Like, I've never hit this, but if I were to if someone were to ask me who's the best character in this series, or right now in this season, I would have to say Rudy, but that's by default because everybody else has been lackluster and either they're not getting enough focus to show who they really are, because so many things have been rushed. When we got the whole thing of Rudy going to different parties and getting over his depression and his suicidal tendencies, that was rushed.
Yep.
You rushed. That's what baffles me about the series. You rushed the important parts like that, but then you focus on this?
Make a whole episode dedicated to it. That could have been skipped altogether. When you really think about it, because what does it add? You don't get no character building. You don't get anything else added that's new. Nothing. You take nothing away from that episode.
This episode is damn near a filler episode. This has no real consequence to the story. These Beast Girls, based on how they treated the event, they don't care that they were sexually assaulted. The only thing that was important, again, was the fact that we teased the whole thing between Rudy and Sylphie again. That's it. That's the only important thing that happened this episode.
Yep.
So you lays
on the bed.
Yeah. You want to? So we have a whole episode dedicated to this, but you didn't have an episode focusing on Rudy's adventures with the other parties and us exploring him getting over that depression. I don't know. Their priorities are just out of whack. Oh man, they again. We fast forward the whole stuff with Julie. A month passes by. They tell us like how she's an apprentice and how Rudy's teaching her and whatnot. Instead of showing us that relationship with him, which would probably humanize Rudy a little more and make us more sympathetic towards him. Instead of that, montage month time skip. That's that whole relationship that we're supposed to care about a little. Fast forward it within, or you only get it within like 40 seconds of time. Because that's the one thing that kind of saves Rudy, the fact that he treated a slave like an apprentice rather than a slave. But again, that relationship is just they just go like, yeah, put that in the hyperbolic time chamber.
No, you're 100% right. Time skip that. but dedicate the whole episode to the groping. Just should be switched, or just forgotten altogether.
Yeah. Gotta farm them hentai laughs though. Because that's the funny thing.
Yep.
And the worst part about us saying all this is that there's going to be a bunch of people that are going to come out of the woodwork and defend Mushoku Tensei. And these people, I think, are right to like their story and like it, but they will defend this just because of some stupid reason. Like, oh, you guys, you just gotta wait, or you guys just don't get it,
Or you guys didn't complain about other stuff. No, we did.
Yeah. It's like, oh, now you have a problem with it?
Yeah.
You've had a problem with it.
Yeah, that's a big thing. People will ask you, why do you have a problem with this if you didn't have a problem with it before? No, we did. But we also saw it was pros and cons that we weighed on a scale. And the pros won out. This like C said, this series has great world building. When it was actually focused on characters we cared about, Ghislaine, Eris, Ryujerd. When it was focusing on those characters, we enjoyed Mushoku Tensei. There was a time, I know it hasn't happened in a while with this season, but there was a time we enjoyed the show. Yeah. It wasn't always like this. It wasn't every episode we're bashing the episode. There was a time we had fun.
I remember those days.
It's not fun to watch Rudy sexually assault people. This is not fun. This is not cool. It's not funny.
Oh, but isn't it hot, Satsuki?
No.
Don't you think it's fucking hot, dude?
That's another thing with Ilianese. I think that's her name. Our whole character is sex. And
yeah, but Satsuki, that's hot.
Yeah, because people see her as like they love how she looks. It's all right, but it's just not enjoyable.
Right, and that's literally her whole character. We don't know her as an individual. She just has sex with people. There's a name for people that are called that. Or that do that, excuse me.
We call them Satsuki the Savage.
I am a thought, as they say.
Just kidding.
Yeah, but I have a party favor. And I just heard thunder. See?
I'm sorry.
Did you bring God over here?
It's because it's scared of the American flag in my background this week.
It's not there anymore. You removed it. Unless you kept it there.
When I switched over, it switched over to the American
flag. Oh, no, you did. It is back.
Yeah, so I'm very patriotic this week with my potato.
That could be taken the wrong way.
God damn it. Out here supporting Second Amendment rights to wield potatoes as weapons. Do you understand?
I thought we were talking about a whole thing of potatoes used as silencers. Never mind. Let me go back in my hole.
This season actually sucks. Like, this is a pretty Like, this is a low bar even for this series. That's had some pretty low bars.
I know To Your Eternity had a fall off on second season, but not one this bad. Oh, absolutely not.
No.
As much as I didn't like the second season of that, I think the worst episode of To Your Eternity is better than the whole season of the second season of Mushoku Tensei.
I agree.
It's just Mushoku Tensei isn't focusing on the things that made it great for us. It kind of shot itself in the foot ever since we went to this university, because the one thing that I think is great with Mushoku Tensei is the world building. So because we kind of plateaued ourselves with being in this university, and we can still learn a lot in this university, but again, we're not venturing out in the world and like meeting new species or getting a new community to ingrain ourselves with. Because we don't have that, we just focus on Rudy. And Rudy is focused on his ED. and the ED isn't being taken serious. So, like the things that made us like Mushoku Tensei aren't being focused on now. And honestly, I don't even know if there's any hope for it because we're gonna have to reevaluate this 2 episodes from now. And it's not looking good. I don't really know what it can do at this point.
do an emergency kill.
The only thing good that it really did was the fact
Where's
that
the emergency kill button?
call upon the assassins. I'm the only I'll say the thing for me that they did good was they finally mentioned Ghislaine. I don't know how her name has escaped this series for so long, but they finally mentioned her. Which that's what kind of bothered me again with Rudy's treatment of the Beast Girls, because your master was a Beast Girl. So you would think you would I know he had the whole thing with the run-in with the Beast Girls later in the first season where he was, like he said, he was stripped naked, water thrown on him and whatnot. But it's still like your master, you would think you would have some sort of positive opinion on them, or at least neutral. But he's just like, no, you guys did this to me, so I have to get my revenge.
Yeah, he becomes Batman and
I'm vengeance.
I am vengeance, and I will hurt you for destroying my stupid ass replica of someone I consider my master. And first of all, is she even that good of a master anyway?
Roxy is not
Roxy
all of that to invoke this. He has overrated. He has an entire religion based on this character. I don't know. Like, people really love Roxy because I checked my anime list to see the favorites with the characters, and Roxy is the most favorited character in Mushoku Tensei.
That's crazy because, okay, and I know nothing about the manga, I know nothing about the series as far as like the reading materials. Just based off the anime alone, she just was there for a couple episodes and then got separated in the big explosion or whatever the fuck, and then we touch base every once in a while. And what makes her so great? I don't get it myself. I don't get the love for her, but maybe if I kept watching, maybe if I kept reading, I would know. But as far as I know right now, it's just because she's gave him panties and he loves her because of her panties. What else am I supposed to think?
I have no clue.
You know?
I don't know. I'm just not a degenerate. I'm not a horny degenerate that beats off to anime characters, every day.
Well, I mean,
well, okay. If you want to be quite honest, and I'm not saying this is with all Roxy fans. Let's call a spade a spade. A lot of people like her because she has the childish look while being an adult.
Lolly.
That is definitely a thing that's coming into play with her character.
And because of her outfit, probably. The hat and the staff.
There's a spinoff. Roxy got a spinoff. It's like Roxy gets hers.
Roxy Does like Manhattan.
It's some weird title. I can't remember. It's a spinoff manga, and there's a lot of fan service for her in that manga. So it's very clear that that's a part of her appeal, is they get to sexualize this childlike character. And we're going to have people come out of the woodwork once again to go, well, she's like 40.
Right.
Well, it's like, I don't care.
Because that's right. Her race or whatever, the purple-haired ones are like, her parents are 100 years old or something. I remember that.
Yeah, and they look about as old as teenagers or people in their early 20s. Right. It's just dumb. It's absolutely this. I don't know what's going on with season 2, but this is not the Mushoku Tensei I remember, honestly, and that's crazy to say.
Look how they massacred my boy.
Just give me something to look forward to. Something. we had something with Mushoku Tensei the first season. Like we had we had Eris, we had Ghislaine, we had Ryuger.
Yeah.
Something. But I don't
Sheesh.
have anything to look forward to right now. Man.
Yeah. And I think Light Ruler says it the best. They still haven't even touched on the teleportation incident. Where that's like huge. But instead we're gonna focus on this.
This is, you know what this is like? This is the Walking Dead levels of diversion techniques. This is they're down on the farm, okay? We're dealing with Shane now, and what's in the barn? What's in the barn? Don't open the barn door.
Carl. I lost my wife, Carl.
See, even with that whole thing, that season, that was something that we, people had theories about what happened to the little girl, and they were holding that over our head for sure. But we cared about it. I don't really care about this ED thing because that is the big thing that they're holding over our head. How is Rudy going to cure his ED? I just told you how it's going to happen. If I'm wrong about this, I'll commit seppuku on stream.
No, don't. What if my theory comes true and he turns gay?
Seppuku. I have it right here.
Show me.
Seppuku.
Oh no!
Oh my God.
Not the mini samurai sword. No.
That's how confident I am that it's going to happen that way, based on how much they've been teasing it. Because I can't see any other reason why they would do that.
Listen, Sasuke, what if hypothetically this show gets killed by episode 9 and that doesn't happen?
I'll at least, because there are people in my server that watch it, I'll at least like stay up to date, and I'll, if I'm right, I'll definitely laugh at y'all and say I'm right. Not you guys, obviously, but
yeah, no, you can laugh
that...
at me. I got a weird looking face.
It's because you're holding that potato weird.
Well, I mean, do you see that potato?
I know. It's nice and
potato.
thick. Mm. There's no steam.
Thick as a bowl of oatmeal.
Could you split it into thirds? I want butter. Ooh, and bacon bits and chives. Oh. Sorry.
That's it. I'm tuckered out.
Yeah.
No more Matensei for me this week.
This was a good podcast.
My heart's
We talked
broken.
enough about it.
Let's go home, guys.
Well, now it's time to get into something good.
Oh yeah, we got another episode.
Rurouni Kenshin, episode 2023, episode 7. The two Hitokiri.
A good episode.
Good, really good episode. I think did I call this last week where I was like, I think from my vague memories as a child, I knew this was where it gets good.
I think so. But speaking of seppuku, this episode,
yeah,
the guy wanted to fight Rurouni Kenshin so bad that he didn't get the one he wanted, so he committed seppuku. What a twist!
I mean,
he's like, I want the old you, and then the girl's like, Inuyasha, don't do it. Don't turn to the evil. Don't become a demon. And then, yeah, he didn't become a demon.
I'm your girlfriend, Kenshin.
Right. I'm your girlfriend. Please, just remember, if you shake it twice, you're playing with yourself. and then he goes, huh? What are you talking about? Just do what I said, not as I do. Yeah, that never happened. But overall, it was pretty solid, pretty entertaining, pretty good.
My really funny part, one of my favorite parts, like ironically, is Kurogasa at the beginning after kidnapping Kaoru says like a tsundere, "It's not like I abducted to eat you or anything." Like, why would we think you're gonna do that?
It's like that thought. That was probably bottom 5 things I would have thought that you would have done. Not the top 5, bottom 5.
Intrusive thoughts, they get you.
It's like, oh no, don't eat me. Let me just sprinkle some salt on you.
I mean, Satsuki, let's get your reaction to this. Would you cannibalize Kaoru as she is right now?
No.
I like how you came into this conversation.
I'm not a cannibal. I don't know where that narrative came from, but I don't eat people.
Oh, well, we were talking about eating people when you were gone. This is now the King of Eating podcast.
Cannibal podcast. Thank God. Thank God we have some representation.
KOA, we have the meats.
We have the meats, literally.
But well, just speaking about this episode, thoroughly enjoyed it. This is an episode where our main character, who is sort of a pacifist in the same way, we had another character like Vash, the Stampede, got pushed to his limits. Kurogasa, of course, does his best Bowser impression, kidnaps Kaoru, and and it tends to bring out the old version of Kenshin, in which he was a killer, a lot more polished, probably stronger and whatnot. And yeah, the fighting sequence was cool. The first thing we got, I think, when Kurogasa did the whole thing where he dropped the sword behind him, switched hands, I was impressed. I like that. But yeah, I mean, this series is always very straightforward with what it's doing, and like I said, the whole episode is basically Kurogasa trying his best to make sure that Kenshin is in top tier form, to the point that he wants to kill him. Like, that's the whole thing that he wanted to draw out of him. And he probably shouldn't have wanted that, because the price was his life.
Yeah, but when I was seeing that fight and how he was inches away from like hitting him with like the non-sharp side of his sword, I was thinking, would he have killed him anyway? I mean, he was gonna hit him.
Probably.
Yeah, I guess his skull would have cracked like a cassava melon or something. That would have not been good, like something you see out of Gallagher. But it's always interesting just to see, like, I don't know. Like, to me, I'm always interested when it comes to the whole, don't kill them and lose your sanity. Don't lose your way, so to speak. But if you kill them, you're no different than they are. I'm always conflicted when it comes to things like that, because I think some instances you kind of do need that. In some instances, yeah, okay, fine. You don't have to kill them. You can send them over and let them rot in jail for the rest of their life, blah, blah, blah. The thing that I always think of is Full Metal Alchemist.
Mm-hmm.
When Roy Mustang finally gets Envy and's just doing that shit. Oh, I was jumping for joy the first time I saw that. And then, what's her name? Hawkeye?
Yeah, Riza Hawkeye.
Yeah. She's like, don't do it. And I'm thinking, this motherfucking homunculus killed my friend. Did all this other stuff. That's the, thing that is the best for this thing. Like, doesn't deserve anything because it's just awful.
Well,
I don't know. I think I always kind of like harken back to that because it ended up dying anyway. It just ripped out its own jewel thing or whatever. But still, on one hand, I see it as a means to an end. The other side, it's like, I get it. you know, you don't want to lose your sanity and lose yourself because you're no better than they are, blah, 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 blah. But and I guess in going back to Rurouni Kenshin in this regard, I don't know. Like, he ended up killing himself anyway. So it's almost as if that whole "don't kill him" speech didn't really amount to anything, because there is going to be a point, probably, and I'm predicting, where Rurouni Kenshin's probably going to have to do like Vaster Stampede and come to where he's going to have to kill when he doesn't want to. So it's interesting.
Well, speaking on the Full Metal Alchemist thing specifically, because I think why that moment was done pretty good is because it's not as if they said don't kill Envy. They were telling him, you are a little too consumed with rage and you're kind of bent on just torturing Envy. And because Riza actually volunteered to kill Envy. She was just like, give me Envy, I'll kill him myself. You don't got to worry about it, because you are in a different state of mind. Like Roy, then he was gone pretty much, and she didn't want to see him like be like that.
True.
So I think that's what made that moment good, is that they weren't trying to circumvent the consequence of death in that sequence, because I do think it is an important question to think about. Okay, if I spare this person, what's going to happen? What's the aftermath of that?
Right.
With Envy was going to die either way. Envy ends up killing himself, but if he didn't do that, Riza was going to kill him, or somebody else was going to kill him. So at least you had that. With what happened in this episode specifically, and I think, you know, you talked about what you expect in the future. And I think we will see that. They kind of get a cop out with Kuragasa killing himself. Because with the person he is, you would expect if he had any opportunity to, you know, kill again, he would. So they don't get any big consequence when it comes to sparing him. But I do think that will come in the future, to where Kenshin is going to be asked, what happens if I spare this guy? Lives may be lost. Killing him may be the best thing for the world. So that's going to be a true test to his morality and his resolve to not kill anybody and not to resort to the person he used to be. That's really it. This was kind of like a sampling of him going back to that state, because he said that he's going to kill him multiple times. I do think he was resolved to do it, but once he found a way to do it without killing him, he took it. You know, because Kaoru was able to break his what did he call it? I think I wrote it down somewhere.
It's the Hiji no Ippo, or Shin no Ippo.
Yeah. His Shin no Ippo. She was able to break that. And if she didn't break that, I do think he would have killed him. So Kaoru kind of saved him from reverting back to that state. Who's to say he is to stay like that, like stay in killer mode? Who knows? But I don't know what it took to get him out of that state. So, like I said, who knows? But yeah. I mean, it was a good episode to, you know, test him on who he really is, and if he will stay consistent with the person he's presenting himself to be.
Yeah, it is very interesting. I think the best handling of those kind of moral dilemmas I've ever seen was the movie Deadpool. Where Colossus is telling him about, you have a choice to live or to, and he just eventually gets bored and just pulls the trigger and kills the guy anyway, as he's having a monologue, and he goes, what is your problem? He's like, you were boring me. but no, it is a very interesting thing that I always like seeing, and how certain people, oh my god, you got some on your chin, Satsuki. What is that?
It's popcorn.
Kettle corn? Butter?
Some good shit.
A whole baby white cheddar. Alright, I'm gonna get some. But other than that, yeah, it's pretty much this whole episode fighting. He broke the dude's arm, so he couldn't fight again. So
With
I
his
guess
sheath.
right with his fucking sheath, and I guess that's another reason why he killed himself too, was because, well, if I can never fight again with my right arm and I can't masturbate anymore, I guess I'll just kill myself.
Yeah.
I can't do it switch hitter style.
I guess for me, I love the action segment. This whole fight was really great. I love the moment where Kenshin breaks Kurogasa's nose. That was just really gnarly. Like, oh man, Light and Film, they did so well with this fight. This is actually, I don't know if you guys remember, I think maybe it's the week we came back, or I came back to the podcast, and I was talking about how, like, I wanted this show to focus on really good fights, right? And I feel like that's exactly what we're getting here, and I'm super excited for that, because the whole presentation was just really good. I also like some of the details that this series has, and there's no doubt due to the talent of the person who wrote this, even though they are a scumbag. I think it's just really cool, the mechanic of when Kenshin goes to draw his sword, Kurogasa takes note that he wrapped the sheath, so it gives a little bit more leverage to pull it out just a tad bit quicker. And that millisecond of difference is the difference between life or death when you're a samurai or a warrior like Kenshin or Kurogasa is. That's how good people were with swords back then. And that's why they used things like uchikatanas and katanas and katanas and samurai blades, things like that, even though they're notoriously known for breaking very easily, because all it took was a slash, because they were so good at it. And that's really just shown here with Kenshin and Kurogasa, and the small things they can do. It kind of like reminds me of Modern Warfare, like the new Call of Duty games, like Modern Warfare, where you put on like a wrap on your your gun to make you aim in just a little bit quicker.
Sasuke, put it down.
You gotta wrap it.
Oh, yeah, you gotta wrap it.
Wrap it before you tap it.
Wrap it.
I slammed my penis in the car door.
You slammed your penis in the car door. That is the best Parappa the Rapper parody I've ever seen.
It is so good.
Yeah, that's some cool stuff there, Sasuke.
Is that Zoro's blades?
This is Bakuzan. This is Sasuke's blade.
Oh, okay. I saw multiple, and I was like,
and this is Mugen's from Samurai Champloo, the Sai. It doesn't have a name.
Are those legit blades or just for show?
I'll let you be the judge of that.
If your head comes off.
So yeah, it doesn't seem real.
I'd literally be like, well, this stream's demonetized. I'm sorry.
So yeah, it just reminded me that just like, oh, you get to aim down sights a little bit quicker. It's that for that in the modern day. Back then, that was little tricks like that. I also like how he uses the sheath, and I personally did not see that coming, him using it. Even though when I saw it, my memory was jogged of watching this back in the old anime and remembering my amazement as a kid, going like, he used the sheath. So it's like 20 years later, history repeats itself. It's kind of crazy, weirdly meta. I also like the quote at the very end when Kurogasa goes to kill himself. He says, "A Hitokiri is no matter that until he dies," which signifies that Kenshin outrun it however much he may, and he even said it at the end, like, I will outrun this.
Yeah, his true nature as a killer.
He's a killer. He is a weapon. And it was just really nice. And I think this villain and his death was so good because of that moment. If he was defeated here, it would have been pretty cool. Like, he would have been fine. But I think this really elevated the episode, elevated this villain, and really was a nice payoff for the last 7 episodes. Because it brought a lot of levity to the character of Kenshin again, and the overall plot in general, that, hey, this is not just we're having fun times in imperialist, Meiji era or whatever. This is serious stuff. This is like, this is history, This is a time where things like this really mattered. And for the people of this time, this was, very important. Even though, of course, it is sort of embellished. It is a manga and an anime at heart, right?
Are you telling me that if I sheath my sword, I can't bring my sword out 3 times faster than if I just had my sword out?
Well, actually, I don't know.
Let me test it on you.
I want to say, give it a test. What do you have in there that's cuttable?
Let's see.
Yep.
How about that expensive Berserk manga? Oh God. What's he gonna do?
Oh shit, he cut it in half. Just wait for the line to be drawn through.
Wait for it. It doesn't know it's cut yet. Doesn't know it's cut yet.
If the fucking bookshelf fell right now, I'd laugh.
Oh! Yeah, it's cut
well.
Oh shit, the camera.
Oh man!
Oh,
I cut the camera in half. Oh shit!
Yeah, you see the line going through the camera?
Oh shit! You're right. You're so good at cutting. You cut it when it was behind you.
I cut the digital print. My bad. Let me repair everything.
How does that happen?
Yeah. Let me repair everything. Let me repair the bookshelf. Let me repair the camera. Give me a second. Okay, we're back.
Wow. Oh. What language was that? That was exotic.
It was a little magic. Focus.
Really?
Oh. Was that the time traveling thing in One Punch Man?
I can't reveal that to you, EA. If I say that, I will, I'll be in some hot water.
Oh. Well, let's keep you in cold water then.
Yeah, please. Yeah. Pretty straightforward episode though.
Yeah.
Just nice to see Kaoru a little more less damsel in distress with her being able to break the Shino Ippo. That gives me a little hope.
She broke it with her girlfriend powers.
Kenshin.
Did I hear Kaoru?
I really hope she becomes I don't need her to be fighting tag teams with Kenshin. I just need her to be a little more able to protect herself. And maybe Yahiko.
Maybe like a Tien in the Cell Saga kind of moment for her. That'd be nice.
Man, what they did to Tien and Dragon Ball Z should be studied because they absolutely destroyed his character. Not his character. His character wasn't destroyed, but
just his relevancy.
His relevancy, because your character in Dragon Ball Z is kind of tied to your power in a lot of ways. So they absolutely, as a man who was stronger than Goku at some point, stronger than Roshi, one of the top 5 strongest characters within the series, get absolutely shafted and drugged down in the mud to the point where people, Dragon Ball Z fans, a lot of people believe that Krillin is stronger than Tien. That was never the case. That was never the case at any point. At no point was Krillin stronger than Tien.
Hey,
only
guys,
Dragon Ball Z only fans got that opinion.
People think I'm stronger than Tien. Check this out. Destructo.
Gets freaking smacked by Tien with one hand.
Tien had the Kamehameha, and he never even trained under Roshi.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
He is insane. He's
Tien's
absolutely
great.
insane.
I love Tien.
Yeah,
Well, he was.
yeah.
He was.
It's really a shame what they did to it because he had some relevancy in Cell Saga. He didn't even die in the Boo Saga. He lived, and he actually tried to do an attack on Boo, and then he's like, "You're the weakest one of them all," and I'm like, "Damn." This is your moment, Tien, to be the weakest one, weaker than Piccolo.
And mind you, Tien always trains.
Yeah,
He's
Yeah.
not like Krillin where he settled
Yeah.
down and had a family. He always
Yeah.
trains.
Yeah,
him and Chaozu are like this.
Yeah, but Krillin bagged 18.
Well,
Who's the real winner?
I mean, yeah.
Who's the real protagonist in Dragon Ball
Don't
Z?
hate the player, hate the game.
Carp says, I hear Karoo and I think of Kenshin talking with a giant duck. I can't help it.
what?
Like Karoo
Is
from
she-
One Piece?
Okay. Vivi's pet.
The part of the supersonic duck squadron. The
I
very
know nothing
convenient
about One
plot
Piece.
device. You may soon.
One Piece is fun.
That's what I
a little
hear.
long.
Just skosh.
Yeah.
1,056 episodes.
Little smidgen. See that?
Just a teensy weensy woo woo.
You'll
Mhm.
get done in an evening with One Piece, I'm sure. You get caught up easily.
Yeah. If I had my eyelids fucking peeled back open and they played it at like times 50 speed, and it's just like
That's at least up to Arabasta.
Ugh.
Just do you like a sleeper agent. Just implant the information in you.
Like Miss
That would be
Wednesday.
weird. I woke up one day and I just know everything about One Piece. I'm like, Luffy and Zoro, and what the fuck? How do I know this shit?
Where did these memories come from?
And then the laughs they do. Oh, no.
Turns out EA's dad has injected him with a Titan serum. He is now the founding and Attack Titans.
This is not what I signed up for. Now I got 13 years. Let's see. Carry the 12.
Well, now you're gonna cuck Mikasa.
When I'm 50, I'm dead.
You're gonna cuck Mikasa now.
No,
God.
That's the ending of AOT. Is the cuck?
no.
cuckening.
She doesn't bathe. I'm not gonna cuck her.
She probably smells the worst. I like.
And listen, she
I love
loves Eren. I couldn't cuck her
Eren?
even if I tried.
I mean, you kind of look like Eren.
I don't.
I don't think he looks like Aaron at all.
I want to say I don't have no missing limbs, and I don't have the stuff under my eyes, and I kind of don't want to commit genocide.
Yeah.
Yet.
You can't convince me. See, I'm not going to do this to cuck Mikasa.
Your RW6 don't mention that around me. I'm triggered.
Oh shit.
He said Tien should have bagged Launch. I don't call she's Lunch. That's her name, Lunch.
Because she's edible.
But she is. I do want to taste. But it goes in theme with I call her Lunch too, but just because it goes, I don't know why they call her Launch, because it goes in theme with the characters' names in Dragon Ball. Like
Right.
Gohan, I think means dinner or something like that in Japanese.
Yeah,
It means
think
something
so.
like that, something of the sort.
There's a
Like dinner,
rice in
lunch.
there, pan.
Yeah, like a lot of the names are related to food, and like a lot of you'll get like themes with names. Like a lot of the Piccolo villains, like King Piccolo and his
They're
minions,
musical instruments.
Yeah. tambourine, drum. So like I call Lunch because it fits in theme with Dragon Ball and the names and the theme of the names he was giving people. But yeah, Tien should have had Lunch, and she just disappeared, never to be talked about again.
Kind
She
of an interesting character, really. Split personality.
She kicked a god. I will always give her respect. She kicked a god.
can't go wrong with that.
Mad
But yeah,
respect.
he could have had lunch, but instead ended up with a snack.
And who was the snack?
Chiaotzu.
Chaozu?
What the?
Because he's so small.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's horrible. That's the worst thing I heard in a while.
Well, he really loves him.
I need to get me a Chaozu backpack.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That'd be good. Yeah.
And then when you don't need it anymore, you can just blow it up.
No, there's an actual Chaozu backpack where it grabs onto you just like how he did to Nappa.
Yeah.
It's so hilarious to me.
That is pretty funny.
Vegeta, what's this thing that's grabbing onto my back? Don't worry, Nappa. It's just a small vermin. Leave it there. Oh, God, no. You want to get that off you now. It looks like it's about to explode. What do you mean, Vegeta? What do you mean, explode?
I like how his muscles are so big he can't reach Chaozu.
Yeah, he's so incredibly huge.
Goes wrong. Just get this midget off.
And that's funny because Chaozu called Krillin a midget in the original Dragon Ball when he first saw him. He pointed at him and went, "Midget." I think they changed that now, but I remember when I first saw it. That's what I think he called him. Like, I think they changed it to Baldy or something. But I remember he said, "Midget." He said, "Hey, who you calling a midget?"
Definitely.
Well, that's it for Kenshin, I guess. We only started talking about it a while ago.
Kenshin.
I have a question for both of you. Has nothing to do with cannibalism or ditching kids to the curb.
Well,
but it could.
Well, yeah,
I mean, if you
I'm
want it
out.
to be that way.
Nope. You had your chance. You made Satsuki mad. This was a blown opportunity.
EA, I have a question.
Sure.
Where can they find you?
What, you gonna skip viewer questions?
Oh, we have viewer questions? Dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
you rolled them.
I haven't slept in like 48 hours. It's actually a miracle how high energy I am. And how, like, in the moment I am. And, like, I actually am functioning more than I did the last couple weeks.
Also, is Satsuki talking from the wall or something? Where did that voice come from?
I'm here. Don't worry about it.
Okay, he's apparently a ghost. So, questions, viewer.
Yes,
questions.
Okay, so first question out of the two questions we have this week. Will you guys cover Uzumaki when it comes out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd love to see it.
Yeah, I wanna.
It looks like it's gonna be really good.
Yep. It's gonna be on Adult Swim. We're all gonna watch it on Adult Swim. Everyone gonna log into their cables things. Gonna press the on button on that dusty piece of shit that you left in the corner that you never use, except for ball games. And we're gonna watch it. We're gonna go back to the early 2000s. Okay.
Yep. Also, Satsuki, come back.
No.
I'll give you snack. That's not Chaozu. There you go.
That's probably snack.
Second question is, what's your favorite video game? Would an anime adaptation of it work? So this is technically two questions in one.
I have so many.
Yeah, it's hard to pin down my definitive favorite.
I guess if I was thinking, would an anime adaptation work? I know. For me, anyway, the Gears of War trilogy.
Oh, damn it! I was gonna say that one. It's so good.
Oh, that would work so well as an anime. Like, just the fucking chainsaw guns, the lances, and just the blood splatter. Like, if you got a really good studio behind it, it would look great. And you already have the voices. Great voice acting. So it would just be perfect. And yeah, I think it would benefit a lot from an anime. And some of my favorite games, Gears of War 1 through 3. Everything else after that did not exist.
Mid, as the kids say. Yeah, no, Gears of War is a great one. Just imagine going through the first game, that story with it being so dark, and then the second game just ramps it up with the Dom stuff.
With, yeah, the Dom's. Oh, with his wife.
Yeah.
Oh, that.
The third.
Never cry much in video games, but that scene made me fucking cry.
Yeah. It holds up to this day. And the third game.
Yeah.
Dude, that would be a fucking masterclass in storytelling if they were able to pull that off. That third game is phenomenal. And and not just the ending. Gameplay. Yeah. Perfect ending. Not just the gameplay, but the story. The story in Gears 3 is full circle. It's everything you want in the ending to a trilogy of anything.
Yeah. Great, memorable characters. Dom, fucking Marcus, Coltrane. I love Coltrane. Woo! Bring it on, sucker. This my kind of shit. And Baird, the smart aleck.
Baird and
hey, take your time, no rush.
Baird and Carmichael, all the siblings that get fucking murdered, except for I don't think he dies in the third one.
No, it's always hinted at, but he lives. He lives.
Right on. That'd be amazing. I guess for me then. Man, this would be tough. Because Gears of War is such a good one.
Sorry to take your thunder. Well, I'll replace mine.
Well, then you'll probably just take another one that I had.
Okay, I won't say another one.
I'll say this then. And since I'm running on 48 hours of no sleep, I just lost it. What was it?
Satsuki, your turn.
Yeah, go to. Okay. Let's go to Satsuki.
I'll give you some relief. So the question specifically was just what's our favorite game, and
would an anime adaptation of it work? That's
okay. So yeah, what's your favorite video game? That's the first part of the question. That's hard for me because I don't know if this is my favorite game without a doubt. But it's a game I really enjoy, and that's Pokemon Emerald.
Nice.
I don't know. I've played that game so many times. It's probably been 5-6 different times I played that game over. But it's not one of those games where, well, an anime adaptation. I mean,
you kind of already have it.
Yeah, we got Pokemon. It doesn't necessarily follow the plot of Emerald, but we got Pokemon, so we kind of got a glimpse of how that would look in the world. But yeah, that's my favorite. I'll say for now, that's the placeholder for my favorite video game. I haven't really thought about this too much.
QRW6 has Mass Effect. They have a bunch of Mass Effect anime. They also have a bunch of Dragon Age anime. They're sort of like prequels and like in between stories. Nothing from the main story, but that would be that's a pretty good pick too. I'm gonna pick technically not a trilogy, but it's a part of a trilogy. I'm gonna pick Dark Souls and Dark Souls 3.
Okay.
If you're not familiar with these two games in particular, Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3 are all a trilogy. Dark Souls 2 takes place in a totally different universe. It's not written by the same person who wrote Dark Souls and Dark Souls 3. The first Dark Souls basically tells the story of all of the flame dying out, which is basically all of life, all of existence is literally ceasing to exist. All flame will not exist anymore. It'll just be total shrouded in darkness. That's what's happening in Dark Souls 1. Dark Souls 3 takes it a step further, but takes
That was the fire.
But Dark Souls 3 takes place hundreds of years later, where you go back to the world of Dark Souls 1 and you see all the characters that you encountered in your journey, and you see the fate. And the fate of them is so dark, it's so twisted and disturbing, it's heartbreaking for some of them. Some of them are still alive, and some of them, one of them is you, actually, from the first game that you fight. Which that would be one of the most amazing twists ever. Imagine that, following Dark Souls 1, the protagonist, throughout this entire story, it's building up, and you save the flame, right? Dark Souls 3 comes around. Darkness is coming. Flame is dying. We're all dying. The world, the end is here. The end times are in full effect. And the main villain is the hero of the first game. Murder. I can't speak. Listen, I'm losing it. I want to sleep so bad. But that would be an awesome twist. The main antagonist of a Dark Souls 3 anime would be the hero of the first anime. And you wouldn't know it. In fact, they probably wouldn't even explain it even in the anime. So you would have to know the lore to know that is the protagonist of the first game. That's you. That's the player character from the first game. As well, I think they're already making a Sekiro anime and an Elden Ring anime. So I think...
Really?
Yeah, let me search this up.
I know there's an Elden Ring manga.
Huh.
Yeah, there's already a manga for that.
It looks good too.
And Elden Ring is basically Berserk, pretty much. So, Dark Souls. Maybe they're doing Dark Souls. Yes. So Dark Souls reportedly being turned into Netflix anime. So it's happening.
Wow. Well, your wish came true.
It will be who will be adapting it though? That is the big question. If they do this right and they didn't do Dark Souls 3, it will be amazing. Apparently Carl Urban is going to be in Mortal Kombat 2 film. That's interesting.
Oh yeah, he's going to be Johnny Cage.
But yeah, that's basically my dream adaptation is Dark Souls and then following up with Dark Souls 3. And you can just call it like, I don't know, Dark Souls and then call it fucking Dark Souls 2. The real Dark Souls 2. Not the one that we don't mention now. But anyways, any other thoughts, observations, comments?
Not really.
All right.
I love Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. As an anime, I don't know if it would work that well, to be honest. But
it would be weird, yeah.
It would be very weird, but I love the stories of those games. Especially 2.
Well, EA.
Yes, sir.
Where can they find you?
Well, I was hoping you'd ask. You can find me over at Everything Animated. A whole lot of nothing, because I'm a scumbag. I was going to be doing me some of the wonderful, not Magical Girl, Rent a Girlfriend. But some reason my mind keeps telling me no, but my body is telling me no. I'm kidding. But
I keep telling me no, but my other keys telling me yeah.
Thank you, R. Kelly. When it comes to my channel, you can follow me there. One of these days, I'll make something. One of these days. And one of these days, I'll stream on twitch.tv/everything_animated. I don't know why. I just now noticed this. That says everything_Annie. It cut it off.
That's yeah, that's the URL. If you type that in, it goes to your channel. Actually,
Does it really?
I tried. It worked. Unless this is a different everything animated on Twitch. Another imposter.
And if it is, I'm gonna throw hands. Cause that's what we do over here. No, before I forget, Twitter, join, love, and pray. Wait, where is it? Yeah, there it is. Here's some more. Get out of here. Here's some more stuff to subscribe to. And remember, if you subscribe to me, all your dreams will come true. That's right.
Really?
Mm-hmm. All you gotta do is boo.
Oh my god.
Did you say boob?
I said boo.
Baroob?
No belief.
Oh.
Well, Satsuki, same question for you. Where can they find you?
You can find me on Satsuki the Savage, my YouTube channel, as well as Satsuki the Savage with a DA. My Twitch. Do not follow me on the X.com, formerly known as Twitter, because they suspended my account.
Uh-oh.
Did they really?
Yeah, they suspended my account. I didn't do anything.
You're kidding me.
I literally did not do anything. There was a period of time.
Elon wants to be on the podcast and you're on it. You don't like that.
Maybe so. Ever since it changed to X.com, I did not go on that site. And then the next time I tried to log into that site, I was suspended. And I was like,
Did they say why?
No.
They have to give you some sort of reason.
No email. I checked. No email, nothing on an actual site to tell me why I was suspended, but yeah, I'm suspended. And it seems like I'm permanently suspended too, so it looks like I'm not going to get my account back.
Dude.
Yeah. I mean, the site is a hellhole now, so it is what it is.
So maybe this was a blessing in disguise?
In some regards, yeah. I mean, it definitely freed up a lot of time for me, so I could focus on more things.
Well, time to suspend my account. Elon, take me.
Take me. But yeah, Twitch, where I play Ace Attorney. I started playing a little bit of The Expanse, which is a Telltale game. Telltale games are making their resurgence. Hopefully I can play Wolf Among Us. Rain Code I'm playing, and as well as Persona 5 Royal. So those are games you could watch me play. Have my first reaction towards those things. Main channel, I was going to do a video on Insomniacs After School, but after reading the final chapter, which came out today, or at least was translated today, I don't know anymore.
It has a bad ending?
It doesn't have a bad ending. It has an ending just where it's kind of mediocre. And kind of for what I was praising it for within the script that I was writing for it was something that it wasn't doing that it did in the last chapter. So I don't know if I want to make that video anymore, or if I do make the video, I had to revise it.
Damn. They held each other's hands and walked through a door with light shining through. No, better. They reached their hands up to the sun and then just did that cliche
fade away and classify themselves as obsolete.
I mean, at the very least, I could say in the anime, it's kind of just established that they're a couple, based on what was going on. So, I mean, it doesn't kind of just hijack the good that came with the series. It's just it didn't really I guess it didn't really build upon what they established, and that's the disappointing part. It is what it is. QRW6 said, "Free my bro Satsuki. The X is whack." It is what it is. Still love a lot of people on that site. Made a lot of good relationships, but the site itself stinky.
Well,
yeah, that's it for me.
As for me, forgot to change my screen from last week. Still in the world of Cyberpunk and Night City. You can find me on Sea Tactics. No new videos this week. I have things cooking, but taking a new approach of quality over quantity. So I'm only going to be uploading when I think I got something good. That being said, as for Bento, tomorrow, new Chainsaw Man chapter comes out. I think if it doesn't, it doesn't. But if it does, I'll be covering it. So definitely go check out Bento. It's where I cover Chainsaw Man every week, or whenever there's a new chapter, I should say. And as well, join KOA Plus. It's only $1, and you know what? Soon we're going to be having some content on there. Like, I don't know, EA and SOTS are going to be talking about their alcohol addictions.
Aha!
Whoa. Addictions.
I mean, their
God.
habitual drinking habits.
I have those.
And as well, soon we're gonna have our first Patreon bonus podcast up on a certain anime. I think you guys will check out, which I don't know what it is because we haven't decided yet, just yet.
Y'all will like it either way.
Yeah, definitely. Go check out KOA Plus. It's only $1, and we're gonna have
$1.
$1.
Make you holler.
Exactly. So with that being said, thanks for coming out, guys. Much appreciated. I'm gonna go to sleep. Have a good night, everyone. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Later.